Have you ever thought about the mindset that you need to really achieve the levels of wealth and financial freedom and, that you need to create that life of freedom? Well, today I'm going to be talking to you about a few things as it relates to the mindset of wealth creation, particularly as it relates to debt and credit. With that being said, I'm going to be giving you something toward the end, a free gift. So you definitely want to make sure you stick around to the end. Welcome back to the Essential Leaders Institute. I'm your host with the most, Doc Favors. And I believe that if we help you how to become essential to your environment, then you can create the life of freedom that you really want. So with that being said, you all, let's talk about this thing. Wealth creation, wealth generation, however you want to do it. If you want to become financially independent, hit those goals that you have, whatever you're trying to do and accomplish in your life, you got to have a mindset shift. Many call it a paradigm shift, a mindset shift, but I'm going to just tell you right now, you got to understand that there are several paradigms that we go through. But most importantly, you all, you're going to want to fix your mindset and have the right approach, the right perspective. And a lot of these things is what I teach my clients. Now, here's the thing. We got goals. We teach about planning. We teach how you multiply your time through the right ways of gaining investments and things of that nature. But none of this happens. None of this can happen if you don't develop the mindset for it. Some would say it's a prosperity mindset. Many people who I know who are wealthy, you all, have come through this same path. And one of the things I want to talk to you all about that's very important is debt and credit. Now, you got some people who think credit cards are better than debit cards and things like that. I'm not here to argue that or refute that. But what I want you to understand is simply this. When you talk about debt, you all, there is a thing called good debt and bad debt. The good debt is when you use other people's money, right, to acquire assets that will then increase your cash flow. So let's say, for example, if you're buying a home, that home in some people's mind is a liability unless you get it, rent it out, and you're making a positive cash flow on it. But the reality of it is many people don't have enough cash laying around to purchase a $400, $500 million house. So that means you go into an agreement with the bank called a mortgage, and that then represents a good debt. Now, that mortgage is an asset to the bank, but it also is an asset to you because it provides you shelter, provides you a place to live, and that's why you want to make sure that you have that type of debt. An example of bad debt, in my opinion, would be something like luxury vehicles when you can barely afford it. If your debt to income ratio is too high, which means at the end of the month, if you're making $10,000 a month and your bills is $9,050 or $9,800 a month, you barely got $200 left to do anything. If an emergency happened, if that luxury vehicle needed a BC inspection, a D inspection, you all know those luxury cars. Some of those cars, man, the oil change cost $2,000, okay? So if you can't handle that, then that means your debt to income, your cash flow is out of sync and you can mess around and lose everything, go bankrupt, all right? Now, an example of credit in terms of what you want to do, you want to use credit as leverage, all right? But many people get the credit cards, they put the stuff on credit, and next thing you know, you got so many things that's now tearing down your cash flow, your debt to income ratio, which means you are overextended. So this is when you have to now understand. Now, here's what I teach. This is what you got to understand, though. If you are making, once again, we're going to use $10,000 a month because that's the sweet spot. Because once you get to $10,000, same skill set, you can get to $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. You just got to know how to do it. At any rate, if you're doing $10,000 a month, and once again, your monthly expenses are over half, this is something that I teach. I want you all to get this. This is very important. If you really want to become financially independent, financially free, develop a life of freedom, you're going to want to make sure that you keep all of your monthly expenses below the halfway mark. So that means the key principles to money management is save more, spend less, so you always have money to invest. That simply means if you're doing $10,000 a month, never spend over $4,999. If you do that, you'll always have some money in your reserves to invest. You'll always have some funds stored up for a rainy day, for a misfortune or mishaps. This is very important. Now, in order to do this, though, you got to change your mindset. Your mindset has to be on long-term goal versus short-term goal. One of my mentors told me this one day, several years ago, and it always stuck. He said, Favors, here's what you need to understand. Poverty mindset people, or people with a poverty conscience, get their money, spend their money first, and then try to find something to invest with what they have left. Wealthy conscious people, prosperity mindset people, get their funds, look for investments, and then spend what they have left. Now, I'm telling you, when he told me that, and I heard that, at first I kind of wrestled with it. I'm like, well, that sounds good for you because you already got nice things. But to someone who hasn't had nice things, who wants nice things, who deserve nice things, that may be hard to do. He said, yes, but what good is getting a nice thing and you can't maintain it or keep it for a year or two? I said, wow. He said, once again, it's a mindset. So if you follow the rules of engagement, if you follow the rules, what I'm sharing with you all today, then guess what's going to happen? You will not only have enough to get the nice thing, but you'll have enough to maintain the nice thing and also keep the nice thing. That means you have to be willing to sacrifice, or what we call delayed gratification. That means sacrifice to save enough funds for a year. So if you're doing 10 grand a month, right? And you're not spending over $4,999 a month, that means you're saving $5,001. But if you multiply 5,000 times 10 months, that's $50,000, you all. So when you get ready to go make your big purchase cannot be any more than $24,999 for the rules to still apply. But when you do that big purchase, you still got $25,001 left to maintain and continue to do it. But that also means your savings is growing, but you're still earning income. Your cash flow is still coming in. You're still paying your expenses. Can you all track what I'm saying here? See, so then let's say if you sacrifice 2 years with the same scenario, 2 years you save, well, if you do 12 months, well, let's say 10 months, that means you'll save $100,000, but you'll only spend $49,000. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Now, if you do the average, I don't care if you want to get into real estate, precious metals, fine art, no matter what it is. If you walk your way up or slow walk your way, the investment that you put in, it will then start to bring in and your cash flow will increase. That means everything's increased, all right? So when you go back to credit, this is how you leverage credit. You leverage credit for investment purposes, you all, not for liabilities and debt purposes. I'm not going to use a credit card just to go buy some Prada, some Gucci, or some Balenciaga just to look good. No. We have a spare account, a petty cash account for that. We use those credit cards so in case I need to go and I see a house flip, for example, right? You want to be able to use your credit card to go and put down $15,000 and buy that house cash right there on the spot, and then turn around and flip it for 45, 50 cash, 50K. You see the mindset? It's a whole different mindset, all right? Now, once again, this is what we taught at our Essential Wealth Creation. These are some of the things that we're going to be teaching. We have another one coming up. You all just stay tuned. I'll let you know about that shortly on some more videos to come. But today I said I was going to give you something for free, a free gift. So here's what I'm going to do for you. I have a cheat sheet, okay, a credit builder cheat sheet that's going to go through the majority and more of what I just shared with you. Because many people don't understand, when you use your credit for leverage, your credit cards, your credit score, the better the credit score, the better the options that you have. All right. One of my mentors said, Favors, I'll show you how to get a Bentley for less than a Toyota Corolla in terms of monthly payment. I said, how in the way are you going to do that? It's leverage. I'm going to tell you, when he showed me how to do it, I said, oh, wow, I never, ever would have thought. But I had to work on some things, as you may have to work on some things, because your credit speaks volumes in the business world, okay? So that being said, you all click the link down below. I'm going to leave that link for you, but I want you all to go through it, take what you can pull, and put it to action quickly. Build your credit so that when the opportunities come, you not only have some cash, but you also have some leverage with your credit, okay? This is Doc Favors. We appreciate everything. Once again, you all don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this broadcast to someone who really needs to hear it. This is the foundation of wealth creation, all right? Now, that being said, y'all, let's be positive on purpose, not by accident, and let's have fun while we do it. We'll see you next time.